Hey everyone, it's Jessica here from Holster Builder and also talking to you really from the heart of Eclipse Holsters. I started Eclipse Holsters 5 years ago in my basement using a toaster oven, a book press. It was at the time where there were no belt loops on the market, nothing injection molded, so I made a jig and was pressing my own belt loops. And just kind of that's my start. I know a lot of us have that similar beginning, but I want to talk about growth and about where things are at now on the market. Specifically from the holster builder side, we have just now launched this whole new line where we are offering these really awesome molds on our site. I know you've seen them. A lot of them right now are just for mag pouches. We've got the M4 mold. You're gonna start seeing more and more split molds for guns and things, but there's been a lot of feedback, and a lot of it negative, about the process in which we're also offering these already routed out shells. So from a holster maker standpoint, and 5 years of taking a tiny dream, an idea in a basement, and now here I am 5 years later, I'm blessed to have what is considered a hobby have grown into my full-time job. You know, it's real. And I know the struggle of that in-between time of when do you turn your hobby into your full-time job and what the cost is to your family. And if you work 2 or 3 other jobs, I get it. I've been there. I'm still there. I'm going through all the processes just like you guys are. When these shells, or the idea of this kind of started coming around about a year ago, I, as a holster maker, I completely felt personally offended. I thought it was terrible. I couldn't believe that somebody would, let somebody else press their product, and I thought that's taking away from the creativity side of it. It just felt dirty, and I was pretty negative about it in my mind for quite a while. But I have to tell you, I've changed. The honest truth of my heart in having my own business is I want a tiki hut on a beach. I want to retire. I want to be so successful that I can walk away from my shop and have employees be running it and have that product still go out with the integrity that it has from day one when I first started it. Reliability, concealability, the brand that I've created that I never ever want to disgrace or walk away from. But how do I do it faster, less expensive, more efficient? And those are all things that we as holster makers should constantly be looking at. You are not going to continue to be successful in your business if you are afraid of growth, if you are afraid of change. And this holster world is changing so quickly, from pre-molded belt loops in a toaster oven to now injection molded, and we carry 40 different kinds of it. Just because somebody else is making my belt loops now doesn't take away from the fact that I'm still putting out an awesome product. About a year ago, I had the opportunity to work with Andrew Henry for the first time. He is somebody that I completely look up to as a mentor. Him and John with Filster, they're my guys. I don't think that they know how much I admire and respect them. And Andrew and I started talking about my idea for what's considered a Glock MultiModel holster, meaning it fits a full array of Glock 9, 40, 357, calibered pistols. It fits them all. But I was tired of making them in my shop and pressing them to a 17 and cutting it to a 19 and hoping the 26 would fit, because it doesn't. And so Andrew and I started working on something where he created a CNC mold, and he, designed it over the phone. I've never actually met him in person, but this shell came to life in his shop in Indiana, and I'm in Williamsburg, Virginia. And the first 50 shells that we ever did, he molded and pressed and cut in his shop and mailed them to me. And I was so excited. And I felt 100% responsible, and like I had ownership to this design, even though the bolt-around came from his shop and was heated in his shop. But truly, he and I have talked about this much since then. Whose finger pushing the button doesn't, why does that determine who's making the holster or whether or not it's, somehow taking away from your creativity. At the point where we're at with this holster making world and all these CNC molds that are available and the mag pouch molds that I know you've seen available now on our holster builder site, you're taking hot Kydex and laying it over somebody else's design and drilling to their hole pattern and bending it in half, and it's yours. Well, what we're wanting to offer on the holster builder side is exactly that, and we'll add the Kydex on top of it. I have had several experiences within this last year of growth on a level that I dreamt about, but I didn't know how it was going to happen. And I can say in my 5th year with Eclipse Holsters and 3 employees, I'm so far beyond what I had dreamed I could be, where I thought, if I could just sell 100 holsters to strangers, I'd feel great. Well, now I'm bidding on government contracts. I am, able to do things that are in the hundreds of quantity because I'm taking advantage of some of the things that are now in our world with holster making, molding specifically. A mold that I say, yes, I'd like this to be created. Could you please do it for me? And why not cut 200 of them? Do you mind pressing and cutting 200 and shipping them to me? The time that saves, I'm paying for the material. It's being heated and pressed by a machine and sent to me, and I bend it in half and put my logoed clip on it. To me, I don't feel like that's a disgrace to my company. I feel like if I don't embrace this new concept, if I don't allow myself growth in that area, I'm probably not going to make it the next couple of years because I just want bigger and I want better and I want the tiki hut. I'm telling you, time is what I think we would all ask for. If somebody said, what do you want right now? You want time, and you want time with your family. And I know how long it takes to make a holster, and I know how long it takes to make 15. And if you're like Eclipse, where I offer every color, every rivet, every gun, it's exhausting. So back to the molding side of what you've seen available now on Holster Builder. I want you to understand where our hearts are coming from. Our hearts are coming from a place where we want to help you succeed. I want you to succeed the way I've had people help me succeed and the way I'm going to count to go on in the future. Recently, I had a security firm reach out to me for 150 Glock single mags. I knew I could press 150 Glock single mags in here. It would take a chunk of hours and we'd get it done. I found a company online that could press them for me on a machine, ship them to me, and I had them within 5 days. And I stood in my shop and with the heat strip, in 3 hours, 150 mags were folded together, softly buffed, hardware put on that all said Eclipse Holsters, packaged and in the mail. That was all work done in our shop. The Kydex came and was heated at another location, but it doesn't take anything away from me as being the manufacturer or the person that sent it out to the company. That company is going to order from me again. I totally sealed the deal on that. Because in my fast turnaround, the consistency in the retention of those mag pouches, because it was pressed on something that's a perfect mold. And not only that, but time is money. I want time. Time is valuable. So that's what we're trying to give you guys here. We're not taking away from the creativity side of it. What we want to do is kind of explore with you and create with you. How can you use us to help your business? If you need, 10 gray and you don't carry gray in your shop, let us press them for you exactly like this. We'll route it, send it to you, and you do the rest of the work. I'm telling you, I had a holster in my shop that was made out of .06 Kydex. It had a handmade quick clip. I just had it in my hands a couple weeks ago. It was a quality that is completely opposite of what I put out from here. I let every customer that walked in my shop feel that and compare it to something that I put out. Nobody knew the difference. Not a single person could tell me the difference in the two holsters or why they should choose one over the other. I'm telling you, the customers They don't care if they have super shiny buffed edges. They don't care, apparently, if the clip is even handmade, although we don't go that route. You guys know where to get your hardware. They want it to hold their gun. So how much time are you spending on the parts that the customer at the end may or may not even care about? You want reliability. You want a quality product, integrity behind your business. But outside of that, does it really matter who heats and presses your Kydex and who runs a router around it? If it's saving you time, if your family gets 2 more hours with you at the end of the night? So that's our heart behind this. We're not looking to totally reface and resurface what holster making looks like. We have personally seen like 8 companies go under in 1 year of owning Holster Builder. They come to us and ask us to help them offload their stuff. So it's kind of sad. It's really sad to watch somebody have to close their doors. How can we help you keep yours open? I want you to think about ways that you can ask us to work for you. We've got holster making skills. We understand all of the things that you're going through, and we care about quality, and we care about what matters to you. So don't be so turned off as you start to see these posts come out and you start to see that some holster makers are ordering from us. Be excited. Be excited at their growth. And you don't have to say it to your friends, because I know this holster community, you know, everybody's kind of like checking out what the other person does. But think about it. If you got 50 Glock 940 single mag pouches and Holster Builder pressed them for you, is your customer at the other end going to even know or care? And at the end of the day, if it saves you 2 hours or 5 hours in your shop, to me, it's totally worth it. So you learn a little bit from me. Do what you find is comfortable, but just know our hearts. We want you to succeed. We value family and time more than anything, and yet we know what it's like to be slave to this. So anyways, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Ask us questions. You know we're always open for feedback, for questions. Let us have it. Let us know how we can help you, and let's all be successful together. Thanks, guys.